Bilbo Baggins, allow me to introduce the leader of our company, Thorin Oakenshield.
Hello everyone, now let me get something straight. I was talking about the tilts in Dark Vader. Now let me explain. It's me, Sega Rookie. Now let me explain the tilts. The rookie's side tilt has him do a karate chop when his hand is red. His up tilt would have him punch upwards while his hand is blue, and his down tilt will kick while it's yellow. And yeah, Batman's would have him. Look, I don't have time to explain this. I'll explain in that video side. Sup y'all, it's me, PVC Fan King. Sega Rookie, and today we're going to talk about Thorin Oakenshield in Lego Dimension Universe Worlds. Yeah, I hope you like this black screen. Backstory: Thorin Oakenshield was the son of Thrander, but his father died and he gets some dwarfs to avenge his father, and now he'll make his father proud by going to Lego Dimension Universe Worlds. So let's get right into things. Thorin would be an epic character. His type will be sword, and his color will be blue. Now, Thorin has got tons of tools he can use to attack. Yeah, yeah. Also, the tilts in Lego Dimension Universe Worlds would be called moves. Yes, So, think of Thorin as to be someone like the Minecraft Steve combined with Villager. Let's start with his moveset. Starting with his jab, Thorin could have a th- a one-hit jab that has him swing his sword from low to high. Yeah, that's all there is. This would do some good work. Also, in Lego Though you can move and do the attacks at the same time. Thorn's dash attack could have him charge forwards while holding his shield. This does protect him if a foe wants to shoot a projectile attack at Thorin. Yeah. Thorin's side move would have him use his sword again, except this time he does an uppercut with it. Yeah, the same goes for the his up and down moves. For Thorin's side attack, this for his attacks. Yes, this has Thorin use his new sword. This has Thorin stab his sword forwards, and since it is glows blue when orcs are close, this is a color attack as well as the up attack. His up attack would have Thorin slice his sword from back to front. Yeah. For the down attack, Thorin will just swing while holding his sword on the ground, dealing damage for both sides. His neutral air will have Thorin spin in circles while holding his sword forwards, dealing tons of damage. His forward air will have Thorin stab his axe forwards. Yeah, this just have a chance to bleed. After all, you should be careful with the axes. His back area will have him hit a shuffle behind him. This does attack foes and could stun them, since you should be careful when being hit with a shuffle. The up area will have Thorin to hold a torch upwards. Yeah, this can burn foes since obviously fire. And the down area will have Thorin stomp on his log shield downwards. This can do damage to foes if he buries them, but this will only stop when Thorin can jump off when it hits the ground. So if you use this over the edge, then you might as well send Thorin to go meet his father. Thorin will grab with one hand and pummel by punching the foe on the top of the head with his other hand. His forward throw will have him shoot the foe forwards while with a bow, causing them to be shot forwards. The back throw will have Thorin scoop the foe and throw them backwards, causing them to be thrown backwards. The up throw will have Thorin put the foe on the torch and fire them upwards, dealing damage. And the down throw will have him Thorin use the shovel again and bury the foe. Finally, we get to have a use for a shovel. Alright, guys, it's time for Thorin to not use tools and use some people else. People? By who do you mean? Well, I know what you I know who to use for this move for these abilities. The dwarves. Yeah, this isn't Snow White, but hey, it's time these dwarves finally get to be useful. Yes, for this move set, here's something. When you activate any of the four abilities, you get to choose a list of 3 dwarfs you could do. And once you use one, they won't be unavailable unless you use all 3. Then you can use all of them again. Now for the first abilities, I'm calling this dwarf projectile. This has the dwarf projectile. And the first is Oi over there. This has Ori appear in front of Thorin and shoot a single stone forwards. This also can stun foes, just like how he stunned the Goblin King. Yeah. The second dwarf I'm going to be using is Killy. This has Killy shoot 3 arrows forwards, and this can bleed foes. After all, arrows are deadly. And the last dwarf is going to be Gorny. Now, Ori will use the fire pine cone, which he and Ori used when they were fighting on the trees. This can burn foes. Now, for the second ability, I'm calling this Dwarf Charge. This has the dwarf charge forward to do some things. Yeah. This has yeah, yes, it's now the first dwarf is Flui. I mean Dolly. Yes, that dwarf doll. This has Dollar run forward while holding his chain and swinging it. And if he manages to hit a foe, he'll actually take them and he'll run off the field, which causes the foe to be KO'd. Yeah, so The second dwarf is going to be Killy's relative, Philly. This has Philly spin around while holding his 2 swords, and this can bleed foes if he manages to hit them. Yeah. Uh-huh. And then we got Buffy here. This has Buffy run forwards while bonking his hammer up and down. Pickaxe, I mean, sorry. This he can bury foes if he manages to hit them, yeah. Now for the other ability, I'm calling this Dwarf Throw. This has the 3 dwarfs who can use dwarf pose to help Thorin go up, and then automatically run to the nearest enemy to deal damage to them. First is Buffa. When he runs to the nearest foe, he will hit them on the head. This will cause them to be stunned, since getting hit on the head with that is just painful. Yeah. Next is Ori. Ori will run to the nearest foe and hit them on the head. But then he will drink some grape juice, which will heal Thorin as well as gaining him some energy. Yeah. And lastly, we have Nori. Nori will go to the foe and stab them, and it will cause them to bleed. Because out of the 3 of them, Nori has a spear, which is the most deadliest. And for the fourth and final ability, I'm calling this Dwarf Assistance. This has you, once you pick a foe, a dwarf, I mean, you actually get to, oh yeah, help and choose one of your teammates and have them do the dwarf, encourage them a bit. First is Dwarlin. He will pick up a dumbbell and then start lifting it up and down a bit, and then it will heal. It will, give the foe the teammate a boost. What's the matter with me? Sorry. Next up is wait, what was his name again? Oh yeah, Balin. Yes, Balin will read the the map to Elborn, and then this will study a teammate and give them a random ability. Yeah. a random, what do you call it? Oh yeah, a spell, yeah. And last is one of my favorite dwarfs, Buffer. Buffer will pick up a turkey leg and eat it, healing the teammates. Why do I mistake? Sorry, teammates. Yes, he will eat the turkey leg and it will fully heal them. And the amount of healing will increase if Thorn is good levelness. Yeah. So that's it for all the abilities. But let me tell you, you got to be careful. You got to play your dwarfs right, because if you don't use the correct dwarf at the correct time, you might as well not use them at all. Now, for Thorn's last attack, it could be like Hero's last attack, Final Smash, as well as Mega Man's and Mimi. It would be a cinematic last attack. It starts with a thorn and a bunch of horses charging forwards, and anyone hit by the horses will be pulled in. The cinematic then changes with Thorn and all the dwarfs suddenly attacking the caught foes, and then Thorn stabs his sword forwards, yeah, stealing damage and then knocking them backwards. Yeah, if their damage go, if they're at least level 1 and Thorn's at least level 10, it's an automatic KO. Now, for the costumes, well, you see, Thorin could have one alternate costume that has him in his Lake Town form. Oh, and as a fun little detail, if you wear this, all the dwarfs will have their own Lake Town suit too. For his stage intro, a horse will drop Thorin down and then the horse will charge away, letting Thorin do the battle. His fatality could have all the dwarfs suddenly land on top of Thorin. Yeah, this is in reference to how they managed to reach in Goblin Town. And finally, for victory animations, the first will have Thorin pick up the heart of the mountain from his father and then hold it in the air. The next could have Thorin be looking on a throne and with a crown on top. This is a reference to how he's going to be the next heir to the throne. Yeah, that is if he can. And the last could have all the dwarfs around Thorin celebrating and congratulating him for winning. And meanwhile, Killian Philly will be tossing him in the air. And that does it for What If Thorin and the dwarfs were in like a game. Dimension Universe Worlds. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye and good day.